Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Shai Bashem Rukakwadash Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. So you see this picture here. This is from a video, Channel 4 News. Channel 4 is a British public broadcasting service. So this is from Great Britain or the UK. And you have this journalist with his camera crew filming this whole thing. This, by the way, is called a Darien Gap. The Darien Gap. And I thought the first thing that came to my mind was the Delaware Gap. I just thought about the Delaware Gap. So I'm figuring the Darien Gap is somewhere in the US. Like I said, if you ever drove down to DC or Pennsylvania or, Philly, which is in Pennsylvania, depending on what route you take, was it how many 80? I think Route 80 is one way, and I believe Route 78. There's two ways to get down there, two of the main ways. I believe the Delaware Gap is on 80, if I'm not mistaken. I hadn't been down there in a while. If you ever drove down there, you'll find there's a bridge there. And it's called, and you see the sign will say Delaware Gap. So that's the first thing I thought about. So I'm thinking that the Darien Gap, I'm thinking about the Delaware Gap, thinking that, okay, this is next to Delaware, whatever. But I just knew it was somewhere in U.S. So I went to Google, put in Darien Gap, and I found out, let me do this. Let me do it this way. Bear me for a minute. All right. Another thing I thought about, okay, I don't want that. Another thing I thought about was when I watched the video, you got to watch the video. I thought about the Trail of Tears. So you can call this the second Trail of Tears. And you got to watch this video. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Bear me for a minute. And if you watch Alex Jones on Odyssey, or not, Odyssey and Rumble, let's see what's going to come up. Okay, so this is wait till it fully comes up. Okay, so these are pictures of the Darien Gap. And you get a full understanding when you watch the video. And you look at it, there's one scene where they got little kids, pregnant women. They got their dogs because you've built a bond with your dog, so they're part of the family. They got 2 year old, 5 year old. They got old people, and these are mostly people from Venezuela. They've been catching hell for years, the last what 10, 15 years or so, and they've been catching so much hell that their thing is to come up to the southern border of the U.S. And a lot of them are dying. You have cartels out there. You got kidnappers. They'll take little girls, old women, whatever. They'll kill them, and then they got to watch out for the jaguars. They also got to watch out for apes and water and rain, torrential rains. Like I said, the first thing I thought about was the the Trail of Tears. So here, this is it right here, right? It says Darien Gap Migrant Route of Last Resort, World Vision, Canada. So this is Colombia. Venezuela is below Colombia. And so they got to come up here. And this is all, like I said, this is a jungle out here. Got apes out there. They got jaguars out there. They got people that'll just kill you out there. So their goal was to get through the Darien Gap, where there's all kind of torrential rains and harsh conditions. You see it when you watch the video, and you'll be saying to yourself, "I don't know if I can make it." You'll be questioning yourself until they get to Panama, where you see the difference in the turf there, and they hope that the Panamanian government will help them, the hospitals and so forth. So now this leads up to the U.S. If you was to open this map, let me see something. They're not showing you the U.S. or the southern border. But you can see, look at this. Migrants dangerous journey north. This was as of May 14, 2023. So you got the man, his wife, and his children. And when you watch the video, you might start crying, man. There was a scene in the video where there was a little girl that got a sandwich. Her mother gave her a sandwich, and she did a prayer. She did like a pretty long prayer, thanking the Most High for the sandwich, and she bowed her head down. And right there, I said, are you going to tell me that these are not Israelites? Look at this. Look at this, man. This little kid, this kid is no more than not even 4 years old. This one is maybe 2. This guy, he got mud all on his face, man. And where's the IUIC when you need them? They got all that money. They can help these people. And I'm thinking about the U.S. government. They know what the fuck's going on. They know that people are getting kidnapped and people are. And then once you get to the south border, they can decide to send your ass back. They're showing you the horns of this devil, man. His horns are definitely out. And when you watch the video, like I said, damn, I don't know if I can make it, bro. And I'm a man. You man up. But it's hard for the children, the pregnant women, the woman with infants. And I thought about I said I got to make a video on it. And I thought about one of the first scriptures that come to mind was Revelation 7:9 on down. You got guys saying that the Latin tribes are not the Israelites. These are the Israelites, man. When you see that little girl pray, little girl had to be maybe 4 years old, if that. And she didn't hurry up and eat. She was hungry too. She didn't hurry up and just munch on the sandwich like an Edomite. She said a nice little long 5 minute prayer, and then she ate the sandwich. You see when you watch that video, man. See, this is mild compared to what they when them torrential rains come, they got to walk through this shit with rain on them, man. These are Israelites. These are Israelites. But now what you got is Moabites and Arabs and Hamites. They take a plane. Like the only way to get to America is through the southern border, but they got to come up through the Darien Gap. So they'll hop a plane over to, Colombia, Venezuela, and then they'll make the trek. There was this one Moabite that was tired. He said, "This is hard. I'm a Chinese guy, Moabite." And you had these two or three J kids. They gave him some water. They showed compassion. We're compassionate people. So that Moabite man, he wanted to drink all that water. The kid snatched it back out like, look, nigga, look at this. This is a relatively older woman, you know, and they show that camaraderie. That's a tongue twister for me. You know what I'm trying to say. They don't say who these are because the like Colombians and Venezuelans are Jake. Jake is everywhere, man. You know who's running Germany before Esau started running? Jake. Jake was all up in Germany. There's a video. I haven't seen it, but I saw the title where they said how the white man ran out blacks out of Germany because all that great stuff, these great, I believe if I'm not mistaken, I know for a fact that Amadeus was a German, which he was a Jake. That was Prince coming back, and I believe if I'm not mistaken, I believe Beethoven was German. But there were Jakes. There were no Edomites. But this right here, brother, if this don't get to you, man, I mean, look at that. So when you watch this video, the guy said, "Oh, we made it. We made it to Panama, or close to Panama." He said, "Now we got 3,000 miles to go." So from Panama, from the Darien Gap, they got 3,000 miles. Now, if you ever drove from New York, and which I did it, New York to Florida, Jacksonville, Florida, not even deep Florida, it takes you, depending on how fast you go, you don't make no stops. Go to the bathroom, eat something quick. It should take you about 20 hours. No traffic or never, no bad weather. Take you about 20 hours. Normally, it take you about 24 hours. If you stop, chill out, eat, take your time, talking 24 hours, not even 30 hours. So that's a little bit more than 1,000. That's about 1,200 miles. Can you imagine walking from New York to Jacksonville, Florida, 3 times with children, infants, pregnant women, no food? See, Esau knows about this, man. This man is truly the devil, man. And like I said, once they take that trek, the grandmother might have died. One of the husband and wife, sons might have died. Infants might have died. Then they might say, well, y'all can't come in. But this man ain't the devil. And you know what gets me? These niggas that fall off, they don't have nothing. These guys that fall off and they get on like GMS or get on GMS, and every video is how wicked GMS is. They don't get on Esau. They don't say nothing about Esau. They don't say nothing about Moab. They don't say nothing about the other camps. They don't say nothing about the Roman Catholic Church. They don't say nothing about the black women. They get this epiphany that GMS, and I'm saying GMS, but in the case of IUIC, anybody that is disgruntled with IUIC, that's all they do. All they do is videos on the IUIC. So IUIC might say, well, why the hell y'all doing videos on us then? Because y'all niggas is wicked. Look at some more pictures here. Look at this, man. Got mud all over them. Esau knows the fuck is going on, but he gonna let them walk. Motherfucker. This is the same picture. Look at this man. This man, you can see this man is exhausted. And the spirit of the most high is holding this kid up. He's like, I don't know what the hell am I gonna do. I'm gonna die out here. Federico Rios, migrant crossing the Darien Gap. The new humanitarian, why the Darien Gap needs more attention than ever. Now you notice the media, U.S. media is not saying nothing about it. And the way I found out about the Darien Gap, I was watching Alex Jones earlier. So you had this one Edomite, looked like an Edomite. He was going into the Darien Gap. That's where I knew the name from. And he was saying how all these migrants are coming and it's going to be a detriment to us. They're not. They don't have no, you know, humanity in their heart to be concerned about these people. Now I'm concerned about these people because they're Israelites. Like I said, if you didn't watch the video, let's check out the video. Inside joke. No American media play. These come out of great tribulation. And all that nonsense about if you're an Israelite and you do the wrong thing, you're gonna burn in hell. All Israelites, I don't give a damn what they did or didn't do, or never heard the word, or never heard the truth, or fell out the truth. All Israelites is gonna be saved, man. And all the men are gonna be crowned. Who shall go by thee and ask how thou doest? Jeremiah. Look at that. You got the little girl. Look at that, all up in the mud. You know, children got to look, another kid, another child, another baby. This is some. Hey, that show you that this man is Satan, man. This man is Satan. And the guy that, like I said, the crew that put this thing together, this video together, but there's many videos on it from different news companies. But you had to have a group, a news channel, come from the UK all the way to the Americas to film this. Let me see something. And this devil, he's the narrator, the presenter, and he's out there walking with him. You know, you can hear it in his voice that he's concerned about him. I'm trying to find the picture with the little girl, and those were the girls. And see, they're even happy. They're even happy because they're going to America. And then when they come up here, they're going to be presented. If they make it to America, they're going to be presented with that chip. Try to find that little girl. That's the Moabite. That little Moabite show you that. Okay, see, them little Jake kids right there, and they're giving it because he ain't got no food, he ain't got no water, nothing like that. So the water about up to here. So they show compassion to the Moabite, and he drank that shit down. Let me do this. Let me do this. Look, he gonna drink the whole thing, and the kid had to snatch this shit back from him. So nigga, that's my water. I'm gonna drink the whole motherfucking thing. See how you looking at him like motherfucker? Look at him. It's like you don't know. If I raise up, there's gonna be trouble. Trouble. Looking at him like motherfucker. Okay, this guy is from China. And like I said, they hop on planes, they come down to Colombia, and then they'll follow that route up to America to get into America. Now this is him talking in the Moabite tongue. When I was a kid, the country China was full of humanity and hope. Now it's massively changed for the worse. He's talking about China. Another thing is the hope of for one to have a future is diminishing. Trying to find a little girl. I believe it's this lady. I don't know if she's Hamite or whatever. She was saying that there's guys out there with guns that'll rape you, and she basically said, if I get raped, I get raped. It's better. It's not that. It's not as bad as dying. Well, you can see her. She hoping that somebody rape her fat ass. Yeah, there she is. She praying that she get raped. Now I don't know if these are Israelites from. See, like I said, you got the Moabites, you got Ham, you got some of our people from Africa that'll hop on planes in order for. That's the way they get in America. They kind of sneak into America. Let me see here. Okay, that's a little girl. That's a little. She does like a 5 minute prayer. Her mother gives her a sandwich. She bows her head down. I said, if that's not an Israelite indeed, bless the hand that prepared it. That this is her saying in Spanish. Please provide for our table. Amen. And then she goes and eats the sandwich. And I believe that's her mother. She's enjoying the sandwich, man. And she put up a prayer, thanking the Most High for the sandwich. See, the kid got a smile on his face because he's a kid, he's a child. I mean, this reminds me, and these are tents. What does that remind you of? In the wilderness, man. 40 years in the wilderness. These are they that come out of great tribulation. Okay, so now let me go. Let me give you a couple of precepts here. Revelation. Y'all talking about y'all catching hell. Y'all ain't catching hell. We doing good here in America compared to them going through that hell. The second, like I said, I call it the second trail of tears. That's a tribulation. See, we can sit down in our houses, watch cable, take a shower, take a bath, got a bed. You can go buy, you can cook, you got food in the refrigerator. You can if you want to get something special, you can order it on Uber Eats or whatever, DoorDash. You don't even got to go out no more. Or you can go out, get two slices of pizza or get a burger. You can go to Five Guys, get a burger and fries. They give you them extra fries. They give you a big thing of fries and they put it in the bag and you got a overwhelming amount of fries. Can't even eat all them fries. And them fries are good. I mean, I don't eat that stuff no more. I don't eat the burgers or the fries. But we can do that. They can't do that. There ain't no Burger King out there. There ain't no Wendy's out there. Ain't no hospitals out there. The one woman, she hurt her ankle, and I think her hands got all messed up. She had a stick, and she had splinters, so she just gave up. And they were trying to get her to, keep moving, and she said, "No, I'm just going to sit here." And then they said, "Well, what can we do?" They had to leave the woman there. She looked like she might have been in her late 20s, early 30s, a little overweight. You'll see it in the video. So she just gave up. Whatever happens, happens. So let me read this precept here. Revelation 7, verse 9. After this, I beheld, and lo, a great multitude. So that's part of the great multitude because they're Israelites. Because and when the kingdom comes, all the Israelites are going to be gathered in the kingdom, the great gathering, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues that represent Israelites being scattered. It's not talking about other actual nations. Stood before the throne. So this is in the kingdom and before the Lamb. So these are the Israelites. And like I said, don't listen to these camps out here that says, "Oh, certain Israelites is going to burn in hell." Ain't no Israelite, ain't no one Israelite gonna burn in no damn hell. Ain't no Edomite gonna burn in no hell. The hell, the lake of fire is the U.S. being shot, by the ICBM missiles. The Satan 1, the Satan 2, the Moab 1, the Moab 2, the hypersonic missile system. All those Jakes that die on this side, they coming back. And before the Lamb closed with white robes. So the white robes is when we're in the kingdom, and the white robes represent the righteousness of the saints. Let me find that. Let me just put in white. Let me just put in white. I'm almost positive it's in Revelation 16. And I think there's a reference in Revelation 19, but let's see if I'm right. All right, let me try it this way. Well, it says naked in the 16th chapter. Okay, I found it. You know, there's more than one place. Right, the Lord is going to be clothed in white. The angel is going to be clothed in white. Revelation 19, verse 8. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white. For the fine linen is the what righteousness of the saints, because we're all going to be righteous. We're all going to come back righteous. And I saw, 11 verse, same chapter, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. Now we know that's talking about our Lord. 14 verse, and the armies which were in heaven follow him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Those are the angels. And I saw a great white throne.
Eh,
The nakedness is Revelation 16. It's right here. Okay. Revelation 16, verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief. He's not coming as a thief to us because we constantly looking up into the heavens. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. What does it mean to keep his garments? You come into this truth, you eat this roll, you do what the Most High says, you push this word out, stay on point with this thing. No vacations. Lest he walk naked, and they what? And they see his shame. That's also in Matthew 22. Let's go to that. This is what we use for going out on the highways and the byways. This is one of the precepts. It says, "Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye find, bid to the marriage." And that's the elect. And when the king came in to see the guests, he saw there a man which had not on a wedding garment. So this goes hand in hand with Revelation 16. And he saith unto him, Friend, how comest thou in hither not having a wedding garment? Which represents the wedding garment, meaning you close with this truth and you're doing the work. You're not just a guy that found out you were Israelite and you come around on the Passover. And he was speechless. Then said the king to the servants, Bind him hand and foot, and take him away, and cast him into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Who's going to weep? Why would people weep and gnash of the teeth? Because they see in missiles. There should be weeping and gnashing of teeth. That's in Matthew 24. For many are called. I've been saying this, been quoting this, been quoting this for a while. Recently, I said, see, a lot of us have been called, but you just can't be called. You got to be called and chosen. Many are called, but what? But few are chosen. The world is to come is for the few. because we're going to bring back the rest of Israel, the ones that were wicked that died and they got hit with the missiles. Let's come back over here. And before the Lamb clothed with white robes and palms in their hands, because they're all going to come back righteous. And cry with a loud voice, saying, "Salvation to our power, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb, Yahushua." And all the angels stood around about the throne and about the elders and the four beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces and worshiped the Most High, saying, "So be it." I say, "So be it" when I say Amen. Blessed and glory, blessing and glory, and wisdom and thanksgiving and honor and power and might be unto our power forever and ever. So be it. Like I said, I say, so be it. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, "What are these which are arrayed in white robes? And whence came they?" And I said unto him, "Sir, thou knowest." And he said to me, "These are they which came out of great tribulation, and hath washed their robes, their garments, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb," because Yahweh died for all of Israel, starting with the elect. "Therefore are they before the throne of the Most High, and serve him day and night in his temple. And he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them." That's also in Revelation 21. "They shall hunger no more, neither thirst anymore, neither shall the sun light on them." You know what it means by the sun lighting on you? You know, on a physical level, it's talking about it's a hot day, you want to get out the sun, but it's also talking about the trials and tribulations that that comes against you, nor any heat. You know, back in the day, we say, "I'm gonna put the heat on that nigga," mean I'm gonna beat his ass down. "For the Lamb, Yahushua, which is in the midst of the throne, shall feed them and shall lead them into living waters, fountains of waters, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes." So as you see from this video, we'll come back over here. You know, this brought tears to my eyes, man. Once you watch that video, you're gonna see, man, they going through hell, and you're gonna say, "Man, I don't know if I can make it. I don't know." I mean, this man is like, I can't do this shit no more, and he's looking for guidance. Look at this. Now that's a real skull, right? The Darien Gap, world's most dangerous jungle. You got these crazy, you know, Israelites, these bugged out Israelites, walking walking among the supernatural beasts of the Darien Gap. The Trail of Tears, man. Okay, let me do this. A lot of precepts come to mind. Daniel 12, Daniel 12, verse 1. Uh, what else? Daniel 12, verse 1. Jeremiah 30, verse 7. Well, you can read the whole book of Jeremiah 30. Um, right here, let me go here. 13 and 40. In the video I did this morning, I wasn't fully awoke, and I really wasn't in the spirit. I mean, I said some good things, but I feel a little more in the spirit right now. It says, those are the 10 tribes which are carried away prisoners out of their own land, in the time of Hosea or Hoshea, Yahushai, the king, whom Shalmaneser, which would happen to be the fifth, and that was the title. You had Shalmaneser the fourth, Shalmaneser the third, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt. That's talking about America. The Americas has never been inhabited, but they knew about it because of Solomon. The Canaanites, the what is that? Not the Syrophoenicians. Yeah, the Phoenicians, which are the Canaanites. They would come over here, get gold, silver, all kind of precious things. Because remember, this was a this was a paradise over here. The whole earth was a paradise. So before this devil got over here, they chopped down a lot of trees. When they got over here with Gad, there was nothing but trees, buffaloes running. Everything was good. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would, and then you got to understand, well, how did they do that if the Syrians put them in slavery? The slavery that they were in, they were tributary, which means you can live and worship who you want to worship, but you got to, whatever you get, whatever gains you get from this, you got to give me a percentage. That's what the Romans did. The Romans didn't put us into slavery per se. Just like over here in America, we was in slavery, but we're so-called not in that hardcore slavery, but you got to pay taxes, which is tribute. So it says, but they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. In other words, we're going to do it right. We're going to keep the Lord's statutes, because the reason why we were taken over by the Assyrians, because we wasn't right with the Most High. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river. For the Most High then showed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the name in the same region is called Asarath, which is another land. Which is another land, and it's right here. Another land in the Hebrew is a seraph. And they'll tell you, got scholars that'll tell you that. So-called rabbi scholars will tell you that. They all tell you that. They go into the Apocrypha. So now, there were everything started here, right? The Fertile Crescent, from Ur to Chaldees to Haran, down into the land of Canaan, down into Egypt. That's the Fertile Crescent right there. What the scholars call a Fertile Crescent. Look it up. If you don't take my word for it, look it up yourself. And people knew to go north, south, east, and they only go so far west. So this place that they went to, if it took a year and a half, it wasn't no Africa, it wasn't no Assyria, Babylon. It was on the other side of the world, the uttermost part of the earth. And that's where we were going to wind up being, on the uttermost. That's in Deuteronomy 28:64, from one end of the earth to the other. I'm just paraphrasing. So what's the other end of the earth? The west. So where did the 10 tribes, the northern kingdom, go to? It came over here to the America. It ain't go to no damn Africa. Well, why is there Ephraimites in Africa among the Nigerians? Because you had some Ephraimites and some of the other tribes. That's in the history, in the Chronicles. That some of the tribes from the northern kingdom stayed with the kingdom of Judah. So it says, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Asarat. Then dwelt they there until the latter times. We're in the latter times. So now you have other Israelites coming up to Babylon itself. And now when they shall begin to come. So the 10 tribes are already here, but in the land of America, you only had Gad, Reuben, and then you had Judah up here. Then you had Issachar up here too, because a lot of the land that Esau has, that calls it America, like the Alamo, that was all a part of Mexico. That whole west coast, that was a part of Mexico. They took it. They took it, man. So here you got Issacharites trying to come up in here. They don't let them come in their own land. It says, then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. So these are the last to begin to come. It says the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore, soareth thou the multitude with peace. But those that be left behind of thy people are they that are found within my borders. The Most High's borders are the land of Israel. Now, he when he destroyeth the multitude of the nations that are gathered together, he shall defend his people that remain. Daniel 12:1. That great prince which standeth for the children of his people. Revelation 12. This is all going to happen, folks. And then shall he show them great wonders. Then said I, Yahweh, that high Lord that beareth rule, show me this. Wherefore have I seen the man coming up from the midst of the sea. The sea represents outer space. So the man that came up out of the sea is Yahweh Shai, which represents him coming back with the angels and destroying this place when you start from the first verse of this same chapter. So we right at the doorstep, man. And a lot of these people, let me come back over here. The majority of the one that come from South America, they're straight up Israelites, man. And there's a number of them. I don't know how big of the number, but the elect is among them. So when we encounter these people, we got to be kind to them. They got to see that we are kind. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. And watch the video.